So in this video, I want to go over shortcodes and how to add them to pages and exactly what they are. So a shortcode is a way to kind of add a little bit of text to add a little bit of code to a web page without actually writing any really complex code. And WordPress picks up these shortcodes and then turns them into code for you is what they do. So the Swift page builder itself just creates a gigantic array of shortcodes is what it does to actually create a visual builder for it, but it does it through JavaScript so that it's doing it on your end instead of having to process everything on the server. So anyway, here I've got a new page. I've just named it test page. And I'm going to go ahead and what I want to do is I want to add a text block to this page. Now I could come over here to choose elements and come down and select text block. I could come over here to add content elements and select text block. Or there is since it is the most used element, there is a shortcut right here to just add a text block with a single click here on the page, and that's what I've done there. Now what I want to do is I want to create text in here, but I want to have 3 columns of text is what I want to do. So I'm going to come over here and open this up. And now you see I've got my WYSIWYG editor. I'm going to get rid of this text in here. And now I'm going to come over here to this little red S-like symbol that says Swift Framework Shortcodes. And I'm going to click on that. It's going to bring up a shortcode. This is a way for me to visually create shortcodes is what it is. And you'll see I have some different selections here. I have buttons, icons, I have social, I have typography, columns, tables, pricing tables, labeled pricing tables, and lists. So pretty self-explanatory exactly what they are, but what I want to add in here is columns because that's the shortcode that we are using throughout the system here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on columns, and now it's going to give me a different set of options here. If I had selected buttons, it would give me a much more advanced set of options asking what I wanted for a button size, what I wanted for a color, what I wanted for a type, so on and so forth. But I just want to create some columns so that I can have text in 3 different columns. So it's just going to ask me for the layout. And as I bring down the selection menu here, you can see there are quite a few different layouts that it has. And it's pretty self-explanatory. Well, I want thirds, so I'm going to pick 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 and click Insert Shortcode. And it's going to go ahead and insert a bunch of shortcodes here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and highlight this text right here in red so that you can see exactly what I'm going to go ahead and get rid of and what I'm going to keep. Everything in red I don't need. This is just placeholder text is what it is. Okay, the shortcodes are these right here. They're in brackets, and right here this shortcode is just called 1/3. And then here you'll see there is a / and then another 1/3, and that ends the shortcode. So everything in between here is what's displayed out front in 1/3 of a column. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. I'm going to go ahead and put these shortcodes on separate lines, and that's fine. I can go ahead and do that. And this is the easiest way to deal with shortcodes. And so here I've got content in one column, content in the next column, and content in the third column. And I'm just going to go ahead and put in column 1. We'll go ahead and copy that. And here is column 2 and column 3. So I'm going to go ahead and make this red. And I'm going to bold this one, italicize this one, and make this one impact text. Okay. Come down here, click Save. And now you see it's just going to show me exactly what was seen in the WYSIWYG editor. I don't see these columns yet because this code hasn't been created. The code's going to be created out front. So I'm going to go ahead and click Update. Then I'm going to go ahead and open up the page in a new window here. And you'll see I have column 1, column 2, and do not have I have column 1, but I have column 3, and I do not have column 2. Look at that. So let's go back and see exactly what's going on with column 2. Aha, this is good. So you'll see right here where it says 1/3, you'll notice I have a problem here, don't I? I'm missing a bracket. Because I'm missing a bracket, I'm not getting a column out there. Because I'm missing a bracket, nothing is showing up at all. So let me come in here. I'm going to edit this. Very simple, nothing to worry about. Just come in, and all I'm going to do is just add that bracket. Just remember that in shortcodes are always wrapped in brackets. That's how WordPress knows that there's a shortcode in there. If you put something in brackets and it's not a shortcode, WordPress knows this and it just displays it out front. But if that is a shortcode in there, then it processes that shortcode and it outputs code. If there's an error in the shortcode, then that means that it attempts to process code and there's an error in that code and then it doesn't show anything at all. So now I'm going to go ahead and save that. Come back out here and refresh the page. And you'll see now we have 3 columns because there are no mistakes in my code. So anyhow, column 1, column 2, and column 3. So that is how you create and edit shortcodes. And one thing to remember in the shortcodes that are used here in this system are just that the shortcode, the shortcode, the one that closes the open shortcode is just a /. If you don't see that /, then that's opening the shortcode. Just be aware of that. But when you see that /, that means that's closing that shortcode, and it just needs to be encased in brackets. So anyway, simple as that. Over here, if you click over here into the text area, you'll notice that there's some other code here in addition to these, in addition to the shortcode, and the system puts that in there from the WYSIWYG editor. Just remember that if you're over here and you're in the text area, you want to be sure not to change any of this code that's sitting around any of these items, because that's what's formatting these items out here in front. So just be aware of that if you're in the plain text editor. But anyway, so that's how you deal with shortcodes in the system.